To review the papers this morning, author Emma Wolf and broadcaster Pete Price. And there they are in the screen there, ready to whiz through this morning's papers. And guys, listen, we can't escape this. Two names, Holly, Phil. That's definitely what's dominating. So let's kick off with that. And I'll come to you there, Emma. Looking at that front page of the Mirror, they think it's all sofa. I see what they work, though. I don't know if that headline really works, but let's just dive through. Has it come as a bit of a surprise to you?
I think after the last few weeks, it was clear that the situation couldn't go on. ITV bosses have decided that, they've clearly sort of come to the conclusion that it can't be resolved. Whatever's really gone on, and I don't think we yet have the full story. I can't say I'm wildly concerned about this, but anyway, this is after 20 years at ITV at This Morning, and many decades as a TV presenter. Philip Schofield says that the programme itself has become the story. He wants to protect the show that he loves, and he has decided to resign. That seems to be the situation at the moment. There's been reports of a huge falling out with his co-presenter Holly Willoughby after 13 years, I think, that they presented together. But so much speculation over the past few weeks. The court case of his brother. Just clearly a very, very difficult time for all concerned. And as Schofield says, the programme itself, the falling out, the feud, had become the story. So this is an end, or maybe another beginning.
Well, absolutely. And when you start becoming the story instead of bringing us a story, you know that there is a problem there. And Pete, let me just come to you, sticking with the same story there. What does it say about the balance of power here? Did you think that it was Philip who would be going and instead of Holly?
I'm really surprised at the story. I've got to defend the man and say I found him but nothing but charming. I've been on the programme quite a few times over the years. And of course, it's like a marriage. And they were incredibly close. They went out socially together. They dined together. They mixed together with all their friends. And it's like a marriage that goes wrong. I'm surprised they've got rid of Philip. I must be the only one in this country, and it's going to be interesting to see who replaces him. And of course, the show is bigger than them. Will it be Rylan?
Oh, well, there we go then. There is something that we could be seeing. Who will it be? That's also going to be something that we'll be looking out for, isn't it? Well, let's move away from that then, and let's come now to pressing matters as well. Let's talk about politics now. And Emma, I'll come to you. The front page of the Sunday Times, the accusations that Suella Braverman, the Home Secretary, are civil servants to help her avoid a speeding fine. Now, this is not the first time that she's been accused of breaching the ministerial code. We heard from Rishi Sunak earlier in that press conference when those questions were put to him. He came across quite tetchy, didn't want to be looking to be tackling those issues. But the reality is the issue isn't going to go away, is it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, this is more trouble at the Home Office, isn't it? Suella Braverman hasn't had a great week. She's unable to get her migration plans through the cabinet. Apparently now this revelation is that she asked civil servants to help her avoid speeding fine and points on her licence. This is a speeding infringement which took place last summer. She wanted to do a private driving awareness course. She was very keen not to appear in person, not to appear even on screen with her name and her face, for understandable reasons. Let us not forget, she is a barrister. She's also the Home Secretary in charge of law enforcement. When civil servants declined to help her, she then asked her political aid if they could swing it, and they weren't able to swing it for her. So she opted to take the 3 points on her licence. So now there are questions, especially from Labour, lots of pressure from Shadow Home Secretary Yvette Cooper for an urgent investigation into this. As you saw there, the Prime Minister in a really difficult position. What can he say? Is he meant to come out and say that he has full confidence in her? At the moment, he's trying to just say, I haven't spoken to her specifically on this, and it will be investigated. But let's see. The accusation is that she may have breached the ministerial code by asking civil servants to interfere to help with her own personal affairs.
Well, I'd like to think he can multitask, and actually we have given her a call despite being at the summit. But I've got some quick facts here for you, actually. On this day, in 1901, the first speed limit was introduced. Do you want to know what it is? Do you know what? I want to know. So let me just tell you. Let me tell you. 12 miles per hour in the city and 15 miles per hour on country roads. You know, so I don't really know. Back then, as you can imagine, it would have been very much a different mode of traffic. Speed awareness cores wouldn't have been around. Pete, I can see you quite animated there.
But what you don't realise is that I'm old enough to remember that speed limit. And in fact, I was on a horse and trap.
Pete, I will not believe it. I will not believe it. You don't look a day over 21. That's what I'm going to go with, okay? Okay, Pete, let me stick with you, actually. The front page of the Sunday Times is actually quite interesting. The front page of The Observer, actually quite interesting. This is about this Tory donor facing probe over multi-million fraud claims. Just tell us a little bit more about this.
He's head of a global rice brand, and he's given them £220,000, and they've been asked to freeze the donation till they sort out what's going on. Apparently, they've seized in India £100,000 in currencies, looking into the problems he's got, and there's supposed to be so much money. It's all allegations, but no charges have come across yet. What I find interesting in this rice tycoon and all these people abroad, why do, and I'm sure a lot of people out there want to know this as well, why do foreign people put donations into any political parties in other countries? I'd love to know. Maybe you two got the answer to that.
I wish I had the answer. I mean, if I had that amount of money, it certainly would not be going to any party, that is for sure. It wouldn't be going to anyone, actually. Let me just very quickly, actually, I'm going to come to you, Emma, on this migration story, but actually we've just run out of time. We've only got about 30 seconds, but I mean, looking at the front page there, Migration SAR backs student visa curbs, and we know that this will, of course, cause a huge rift within the Tory party, because migration has been a hot topic for the party, and it continues to be. Emma Wolf and Pete Price, it's been lovely to have both of you this morning. Grateful for your company as always. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you soon. And I will see you after this short break.